Maybe my standards aren't as high as some other people, but if I'm hop stepping on defenders without the badge and I finish 8 out of 10 hop steps, then that's a good enough percentage for me. Hey, what's up YouTube? You already know it's All City Live TV, and thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about some of the best finishing badges you guys should have equipped. I know a lot of people have trouble considering what level they should put their badges at, and we're going to go into finishing first. This may be the first part of a 4-part series. Maybe we could revisit some of these badges, because every time I'm live streaming, I'm always getting questions. What level should I put this? Is it safe to equip this badge? So people out there still having trouble considering which badges to allocate, which badge points to allocate between these badges. So we're gonna go into finishing. I'm gonna start off with finishing today. I'm gonna show you guys, because I've developed 2 players within the last week or so, and this paint piece I maxed out in about a week, and this is playing with multiple players in different game modes, and I maxed them out. All his badges are maxed out. It's somewhat refreshing when you bring up a new build, like when you create a new build and you're trying to figure out your badge spread, and watching your player change when you actually reallocate certain badges or distribute them to certain badges, and figure out, hey, that made a huge change. And I gotta show you guys what changes, what this badge setup changed for me. So I got Acrobat on silver. Now I want to tell you guys the motions that I went through with equipping Acrobat, because going through the trials and tribulations within the past week with this paint piece. If you're on our live stream, if you're not familiar with our live stream, we live stream on 5 different platforms simultaneously every single day. So if you guys are on our live stream, you know that I've been going through a little bit of trials and tribulations trying to figure out the correct badge spread, and my goal was to make my layups and also finish strong in the paint. So I was able to finish strong. Now finishing strong has a lot to do with your dunking animations and things of that nature, which is something that you guys may want to really consider, that you got the correct dunk animations equipped. After that is your badge spread. So I want to tell you guys, with Acrobat in particular, I had equipped this at Hall of Fame because I wanted to see what it could do for a paint piece. I'm 6'10" out there at 266, and I wanted to see if Acrobat was an effective badge to equip on my paint piece, and sure enough, it is an effective badge. But what level should you equip Acrobat is the question that a lot of people have out there, considering what level to equip Acrobat. And for different players and playing styles, this badge may go higher or lower unequipped completely. It's a matter of play style and your situations, how you play. If you're not using a lot of hop steps out there and reverses out there, then you shouldn't have Acrobat equipped. Although Acrobat has a ton of layup animations incorporated into the badge, is why I wanted to consider Acrobat, and it does help with my reverses and also my hop steps, and that's what I'm gonna be doing a lot of out there with my paint beast. So I got Acrobat on silver. I went up to Hall of Fame and I ended up dropping it down to silver. I thought it was gonna help tremendously with just me hitting the layups, the little baby layups that 2K likes to put you in, and then they make you kind of miss and you look all goofy out there with your big man because you can't hit a layup right under the basket. Acrobat was not solely the answer. I think it was a combination of badges that you want to consider. So I tried Acrobat Hall of Fame with consistent finisher on Hall of Fame. It wasn't the answer. Nah, I like to look for the answer. Like my homie Bless said, he likes to look for the Da Vinci Code of badge setup. So that's what I try to figure out. If something's not working, I'm trying to get it to work. And I want to be able to, if I made a finishing build, I want to be able to finish. And that means layups and dunks, drives and, driving layups, driving dunks and driving layups. You want to finish those. That's the build you made. You want to finish those, right? So that's what I did. I was going through these different scenarios and these different setups of badges. So I put consistent finisher on Hall of Fame, contact finisher on Hall of Fame goes without saying. I had that set up initially. Like as soon as I could get that up, I got that up. But I was getting my contact dunks, I wasn't getting the layup animations, and that's what I wanted, the balance, and that's where I added Pro Touch. When I added Pro Touch and Relentless Finisher on Go, this particular badge setup, Slithery, is a badge that goes without saying. It transitions through every single build. You could put this on a point guard, you could put this on a center. I have a center and it's helping me out tremendously. So slithery goes without saying. I think the entire 2K community knows that slithery is a goated badge, and I have that equipped at Hall of Fame. Now listen, a lot of people will tell you, hey, you shouldn't have this or you should have that. I do my own trials. That's what I do. I challenge anybody who's talking about you should have this and you should have that. Players are different, man. These attributes, one attribute point could change your player tremendously. So consider that for a second, that you go out and you equip your favorite. How many times have you gone out there, you searched up a badge or you searched up an animation, you equip it, and you think you're gonna be like the GOAT that you saw on YouTube going crazy. And you end up bringing your player out there and it's not the same thing, right? So this is why it's a matter of you going through the trials and tribulations, trying to just pay attention. You want to finish layups, go out there and try to finish layups and then add dunks. If you want to finish dunks and then finish layups, go out there and make sure your dunking is already, up to par, and then focus on your layups. So this is what I did. I made sure I was able to finish strong, and after I finished strong, I noticed that I would miss baby layups. I said, hold on a second, just like I remember telling Rain one time, if you're missing layups, then that means that there's some badges because your attributes are high for, standing or baby layups or driving layups, those layups right under the rack, or maybe if you're trying to drive and finish a layup, things like that. You know that you should finish it because your attributes are high, right? So then that means that there's some sort of badge setup that's messing you up with finishing layups. Remember, contact finisher helps you finish through contact for both layups and dunks. So being that we got that set up, we're like, okay, that's good. We know acrobat helps with layup, adds a little layup boost on hop steps and reverses and switch hand layups, whatever. So we know that helps. Now, consistent finisher, a lot of people go against consistent finisher, a lot of people love consistent finisher, and this is where you come in. As a player, you gotta pay attention, y'all. Pay attention when you out there. See if you increase the badge up. Go level by level, increase it up. I put it up to Hall of Fame because it seemed to work effectively at Hall of Fame. I may have an opportunity to drop it, who knows, down the line. But my goal, just like with my two-way slashing playmaker, my goal was to finish layups and also finish strong with dunks. And I already had dunks set up. Now I wanted to finish layups. I was going crazy with the dunks and also the alley-oops and things like that. And a lot of people say you should put Lob City finisher, and I'm like, it's not that necessary. If it's not that necessary, then I'm not gonna waste badge points on it. What's more important to me within my badge setup is making sure that I finish these layups, especially over smaller defenders than I. So I put on Pro Touch with consistent finisher, and that was the answer for my paint beast as far as finishing these layups that are right under the basket, whether a contest or not. I wanted to make sure that I finished these layups. So this is my badge setup for finishing on my paint beast. We can go on into like fancy footwork, and people want to say, well, why? Like, I'm sure we're gonna probably get comments on this video, no fancy footwork. No fancy footwork. My hop steps still go crazy. I understand that fancy footwork gives you a stun animation, and I think it's great for a paint beast to have fancy footwork. Don't get me wrong, I'm not denying the importance of fancy footwork, but I go on odds, you know what I mean? Like, if the odds are that I'm going to finish in the paint off of a hop step, and I notice and I try, so let's say I try to take 10 hop steps into the paint and I finish 8 of them. If I finish 8 out of 10, I'm happy with that. Trust and believe, I'm good with 8 out of 10. Maybe my standards aren't as high as some other people, but if I'm hop stepping on defenders without the badge and I finish 8 out of 10 hop steps, then that's a good enough percentage for me, so I can just remove badge points from fancy footwork and reallocate them to something that's more important to me, like making sure my completion percentage in the paint increases. And increasing my completion percentage meant Pro Touch Hall of Fame, Consistent Finisher Hall of Fame, so I can get all of these bailout layup animations and make sure that I finish strong with Slithery Finisher and Contact Finisher on Hall of Fame, and Relentless Finisher just help me pull through and maintain my stamina out there. So that's what I got for finishing. I know this video was a lot of talking. That's what we do here. We like to create dialogue, talk about these badges. You can come on and join us on live stream to see what I do with this particular badge setup. If you guys see something different or know something different about this particular badge setup, or think that you want to share your ideas about what you guys think is the best badges to equip at Hall of Fame, or what levels you should equip badges, please let us know in the comment section below. All comments are welcome. I love creating dialogue. Also, we got a great community on Discord of 1,100 plus players, all willing to share information and create dialogue. So if you want to become a part of the All City Live TV community and stay connected with us offline, consider joining our Discord. The link will be in the description below, and it'll also be the top pinned comment on this video. I hope you guys found this video helpful and informative, and if you did, please consider subscribing to our channel, as we're gonna have a ton of NBA 2K20 content coming your way. I'll catch you guys on the next video.